let's now go to the political face-off of this evening. Joining me is Sardar R.P. Singh, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party, Mahima Singh, spokesperson Congress. Mahima Singh, I'll begin with you. You know, one aspect of timing and all, let's put that aside, but in terms of the nature of the charges, what seemingly seem to, that what we're looking at, the raids in 2002, subsequently in 2006, 2008, 4 times during the UPA era, it's practically the same. Tax evasion seemingly is what the BBC was being probed by the IT department 4 times over during your governance, and the same now with the BJP.
Good evening, Preeti, and good evening all. You ask that is it for the first time whether this is happening. I'll tell you what is for the first time, Preeti. It is for the first time that India is at the lowest of the lows in terms of press freedom index. We are at a 150th rank out of 180 countries now. This was 2022. Let's see where we will fall down to in 2023 owing to the BJP's actions. Because what the BJP is earning our country is some bad press. In the very year when we are boasting that we are hosting the G20, what the BJP is doing is screaming loud, to the whole world about our actions, what we really do. And BBC is not solitary. We have seen what has happened to Amnesty International after Pegasus. We have seen an Oxfam, being ousted out of India. We have seen the raids on Dainik Bhaskar. We have seen raids on NewsClick very recently. And so, hence, our leader, Shri Pawan Khera, today has remarked that although India is the mother of democracy, but the PM is the father of hypocrisy. So it is for the BJP to answer that what has led, India at the lowest of the lows in terms of press freedom index today, where we stand at a 150 out of 180 countries. Below us is only countries like Russia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, such countries which we count ourselves ahead of. And I'll tell you what drives BJP's intention here. BJP wants to, project to its voters that India is in a constant state of virtual war, where they actually, the constant victories are being accomplished by changing names or from the Mughal era. It's like a revenge act being played out on the voters of the BJP.
I'll come back to you. I'm going to bring in. You made certain charges, but I'm going to come back to you, and maybe you can answer the question then. What is the difference of the charge? Because it happened exactly during your UPA era as well, and not just, ma'am, not just the action taken by the IT department, but also at least with what we've been able to understand, twice over, where your government did try to initiate a ban on the BBC as well. But we'll come back to that. I want to bring in Sardar R.P. Singh into this conversation. Sardar R.P. Singh, just as journalistic inquest, one would look at and say, the timing is suspect. We'll put out the graphics for you. We just played them out a short while ago. Dainik Bhaskar carries out a report during COVID times where it says it's unearthed mass graves with what was going down in Uttar Pradesh. Exactly a month after that, the IT department comes knocking. After that, there was a number of other organizations. We are playing them out one by one. Each of them seemingly played an unflattering report, published a story or played it out, and was, in a month or two, was at the end of IT department action. So, sir, one would say timing is suspect, because in this case, 2 years ago, the IT department sent notices to the BBC. But they seem to only act 2 weeks after a documentary by the BBC is played, which is unflattering to the incumbent Prime Minister.
Thank you, Preeti. First, let me make a small comment about the spokesperson of the Congress party. I don't expect much from the dynastic party, the spokesperson of the dynastic party, what he said. And then there's a track record which you probably are saying that you will tell about that in the second part of this show. What they did, I was part of Indian Express when they banned Indian Express just for asking questions and asking the questions on Bofors, which was part of the questions which were asked by their then finance Mr. V.P. Singh also. And then the way the complete unit was crippled and the way the people were kidnapped and the way the assets were thrown on the journalists, way the heads were knocked of various journalists. So I was part of that complete that event which happened during 87 October till 88 March for 6 months. But that point aside, let's understand. I mean, you yourself said that notices were being served. There are 8 notices being served to BBC. Ongoingly, notices being served. But if you don't answer the notices, the only option is that the agencies will come to your office and say, okay, you are not coming to us, we'll come to you and check the records. Well, why shall we try to link the two? And then why shall you try to say that, oh, because they have done some story.
I'll tell you why we should.
Can I come? Give me another 30 seconds.
Why we should as... Okay, make your point.
Another 30 seconds, another 30 seconds.
Please,
another 30 seconds. Yeah. So, issue is, why link the two? And then it's not the first time that BBC have reported all such sort of fabricated false reports and then also apologized. I mean, you want me to tell you, I mean, there's a Ethiopia when 2010 Live Aid and the Band Aid Trust, they were running charities. They said this money is being used for bungled for arms and weapons, and later on the BBC has to take back the report. Till recently in 2022 in September for the Trump also they issued some statement, then they had to withdraw back the statement. Well, it's ongoing. I have a complete list of some 26 such apologies which BBC has given at various times to various countries or to various heads, country heads or to various NGOs. I mean, that's how the track record of BBC is. But that point aside, I mean, they can keep doing it, and there are questions being raised on the funding of the BBC also now today. How they is being funded by certain companies in China, and how things are happening there, and there is inquiry already initiated
I'll tell you, sir,
by their government on this subject also.
But Mr. Singh,
that point aside,